Yo, what is going on, you guys? Sorry, I know I'm a lot late, guys. I've been really busy, backstage, dealing with a few things. But anyway, we're here to talk about some gaming news. Yes. So there has been some rumors and, circling around. Tevia, how you doing? Let me see. Cameron, how you doing? And Real Talk Productions, RTP, how you doing, my dude? Anyway, so we're here to talk about DC gaming rumors. So this is going on, this has been going on over the last couple of days. And let me just get the banner up. DC gaming. There we go. All right. DC gaming and all right. So let's get um the rumor up first. So share screen. All right. Now this is coming from 4chan, obviously, and let me get rid of the banner. And all right. So it says here WP Games is focusing on game as a service, and Rocksteady's next game to be Justice League, Batman Pitch, and Wonder Woman in Trouble. So, as it states here, this leak is on 4chan and could be false, so take it with a huge grain of salt. Warner Brothers suck, and I predict that the studio isn't going to be around for much sooner, so it might well leak what's going on. Rocksteady desperately wants to gain back consumer trust after Suicide Squad bombed and how people reacted to negativity to Arkham Shadow being a VR game. They want to pitch a actual Justice League game. A majority of assets reused from Suicide Squad Killer Justice League and make it more of a single player AAA game. Zaslav and other executives are convinced that games as a service are future and refuse to believe that Suicide Squad failed because of it. Basically, they want to give it Rocksteady another chance, but they need to make the Justice League game as a service as well. Most of the pitch right now are how monetization would work in this new game over an actual gameplay and mechanics because Warner Brothers are that greedy and that they want to hear most of it, most of all. Right now, two main pitches are a sequel to Arkham Knight that shows the story of how Batman and Superman form the League and as they are kidnapped by Mongol on Warworld, and double down on make Suicide Squad canon with a new game having the League be fugitives and trying to rebuild public trust after their actions in Suicide Squad Killer Justice League. Monetization, you'll be only playing as one Superman and Batman at launch, with some gameplay segments letting you play Wonder Woman, Flash, and Green Lantern. Each character released post launch, with seasons focused on them and individual storylines and battle pass for each character. Parts of Gotham and from Arkham Knight and parts of Metropolis from Suicide Squad are reused. New areas like Themyscira, Keystone City are released post launch. If they're going world route, they will be recreation and not actual cities. Right now, morale is low. The devs and employees just want to make a fun game akin to the old Arkham series, but WB refused to budge. Rumors that Monolith's Wonder Woman game are also going through a similar problem, and that the game is being redesigned to be more game as a service with like battle passes and skins with purchases, but still being a single player game with a co-op. So that is the rumor. Hey, what's up, Najee? Uh, that opening statement sounds like this person seems to be. Yeah, agreed. Hopefully, the second option, because that's yes. Yeah, WBR. This is a rumor, so don't take it as facts. Do not take it as facts because you know, Warner Brothers right now. Um, we don't know if it's legitimately true or if it's false. But there has. But honestly, if I have to say this leak particularly, I don't think this is true. I think it's partially true. I don't think it's fully true. Let me put myself back on screen. Um, I don't think this is fully true. I think this is partially true because um a we know that W Rocksteady is making a single player game. B, if they were going to make a Justice League game, I don't think they'll do a game as a service game going forward. Tev is asking, hypothetically speaking, if this rumor does turn out to be true, what does this mean for the future of DC games as well? Honestly, Tevia, I'll be honest with you, I don't I don't think this is if this rumor does turn out to be true, I don't think this is going to turn out good for Warner Brothers games entirely, right? There has been another leak as well that I want to talk about, or another rumor that is going around from 4chan. It's about the Wonder Woman game, but we'll talk about that, at the half an hour mark. But but I want to talk about this rumor particularly because I think a lot of people are a bit confused on if it's true, if it's false, or there's a lot of people questioning it right now, right? And I want to give my piece on it, my opinion on it. So I'll be straight up and honest with you guys. I don't think this is fully true. I think this is 50% true. I think this is 50% true, which is basically them making a single player game. Yes, Dave, a new rumor of a Justice League game, um, in development, and it's going to be a single player game as a service, and it's been made by Rocksteady. And there was two pictures. One of them is being rumored to be a sequel to Arkham Knight, where you play as Batman and Superman, but they get kidnapped and taken to Warworld. And the other option is being canon to Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and the whole Justice League members are fugitives. Now, um, well, maybe the Justice League game, I hope turns out to be true with no live service nonsense. I'll be straightforward and honest with you, Tevia. Knowing WB, they probably would put live service elements into all the games going forward, right? I did take a look at Twitter recently, and um, what the person that you know that I was talked about the leak for the Superman game months back. Basically, he said, we saw the rumors that came out recently from Rocksteady. We looked into it. Rocksteady wants to move away from games as service, but it seems that WB won't let them. Rocksteady has planning to make a Justice League game sequel to Suicide Squad for some time. It seems that it will be a game as a service again, but they'll try and make it more attractive than Suicide Squad. The story will continue after extra post content story, where Justice League returns to Suicide Squad. We've also heard about a game where there was finally a sequel to Arkham Knight and a prequel to Suicide Squad, but take it with a grain of salt because we're still investigating. That is coming from Fortress of DC. If it is, we would know for a few years anyway. Maybe a smaller scale Justice League Heroes, the Marvel vs. Ultimate Alliance type of Justice League game could have already been in development. Yeah, if I'm honest with you, it'll probably be a few years before we actually get anything for this. Um, actually get anything for this game. Like I would say, 2028, 2029 at the latest. Brand Destroyer, welcome. He says, Justice League Dark or Constantine's Zatanna game would be awesome. Yeah, a Justice League Dark game would be cool. But knowing WB, they would want to put every effort into trying to putting non obscure characters out there. I would like to see a Justice League Dark game, to be honest with you, because I think it'd be really cool to have that. Which I don't understand why they don't go with a DC game similar to Hogwarts Legacy, because that game was amazing and had no live service nonsense. Yet, Tevia, here's the thing: Warner Brothers they don't look at the they look at numbers. They don't look at the reality. They look at numbers, but they don't look at the reality of things, which is, you know, um, live service games that are, you know, live service games which don't do well. Like, for example, Avengers didn't do well. Suicide Squad, Killer Justice League didn't do well. Prior to that, Anthem didn't do well. It was live service. So that they don't look at some of the previous games that flopped and bombed really bad, right? They don't look at that. They don't look at the fact that some of these previous games that really did really bad when it came out, and they don't look at it like that. They just think, oh, well, it's live service. We can make a lot of money from it, and they don't care about the money. Uh, they don't care about the consumer's opinion. Brown Destroyer says the Superman game based on World War Saga storyline would be great. Brown Destroyer, that's an absolutely great idea. Absolutely great idea. Uh, Dave says, I don't believe anything that follow up to Suicide Squad Killer Justice League is happening. That game is radioactive now. The only games that with Arkham in the title is in the Arkham universe will be Batman games. Yeah, agreed, Dave. Uh, the new Concord game on PS5 and the live service game doesn't look good either. Yes, and also there's also another free to play game which also doesn't look good, which is The Last Descendant. That's another free to play game that has live service elements, I believe. That doesn't look good either. It's got a 5 out of 10. Not that good. So live service is going down really bad with a lot of these games now. So I don't know why Warner Brothers is doubling down on live service games and saying to people, oh, say to consumers and to investors that live service is the way forward, and then telling developers to make these games live service. Now, I'll be straight up and honest with you. If the Wonder Woman game as well, because they did mention in this particular leak that the Wonder Woman game is live service as well, and they've tried to implement it into that game. Oh, it's going to be a huge issue. There's going to be a huge problem where a lot of fans are just going to be like, take the live service elements out. It's going to be Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War all over again, where the consumers didn't like it and they had to take it out. They had to take out that assets from the game, like loot boxes and whatnot. Because, like, let's be honest, right? The Wonder Woman game is a single player game. They're not going to do co op on that. Brown Destroyer says, also a game on World's Finest on Brainer controlled Arkham City would be great as well. I mean, I don't know, but only time will tell if that is the idea they're going with. Tavia saying they're not gonna go end well with anyone who's excited for a Wonder Woman game, myself included. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been 3 years, 3 years since we actually got the announcement for Wonder Woman, right? There hasn't been any gameplay for it, only been leaks, and that's the problem. It's only been leaks for 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 that for that game. There hasn't been concrete, like actual official word from Warner Brothers, and I'm just like, Warner Brothers, why aren't you guys covering it? Like, why aren't you guys actually giving us what we need? Trevor saying, personally, I'm tired of Brainiac. I'd rather focus on another villain for a Justice League game. Let's say I don't go with the Legion of Doom. They are a great counter team for the Justice League game. Um, I would go for Legion of Doom. If I was doing a Justice League game, I would do a full blown Darkseid game. Sorry, a full blown Darkseid as a villain. Darkseid and do a full blown New 52 Justice League route, right? Justice League War route. I think that would actually work in the context of a Justice League game, right? Exactly, Brown Destroyer. I'm surprised they haven't made a game on Terry McGinnis yet. That should have been the next game. That's what Rocksteady should have been doing next. Is a Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis game. That's what Rocksteady should have done next, instead of akin to Suicide Squad. Instead of doing Suicide Squad, they should have done a full blown Batman Beyond game and focus it on Terry, and it would have got people would have backed that game 110%. Uh, Terry is saying that would be fun to see Darkseid be the main villain for the Justice League, voiced by Michael Ironside again, especially if we did get to see him in Lego DC Super Villains, which was so fun. Yeah, but it wouldn't be the same. By the way, it wouldn't be the same voice cast. It'd be the it'd be the it'd be the voice cast for Suicide Squad, but except for the recast Batman. That's the only thing you'll see is a recast for Batman, and I would reckon they might bring Bruce Greenwood, or someone who's the similar age to Kevin Conroy to come and voice Batman. That's what they need right now. Is they need someone that that is that would do a really good voice for Batman, and that's the only person they would recast. Every other voice actor would come back, basically, from Suicide Squad. But you know, all we have to do is wait and see. And Kev, you're saying, heck, give me that sequel to DC Supervillains that's set up for Crisis on Infinite Earths Lego DC game with Anti Monitor, which would I'll be all for that game because it'd be so much fun. Yeah, Young Justice and X Men crossover game would be insane too. Huh. I don't think Warner Brothers will ever do that, though. That's the thing. It'd be cool. Like, it's a cool idea, but I don't think they'll ever do that. But Tevye saying, sign me up. But let's switch over and let's actually talk about the Wonder Woman leak, because there is a Wonder Woman leak. Okay, and just take it with a grain of salt. So it says here, from 4chan, so naturally take it with a truckload of salt. I want to share it here. Saw some bogus leaks about the game a couple of days ago. I should clear things up. A lot of the mostly things here are new, some new, you know, believe me or don't, I don't give a, because I'm not dropping anything. Shadow about this game aside from one thing. Gameplay open world will use the Nemesis system from Lord of the Rings game. Takes place on entirely Themyscira. The story is strange right now and halted as talks of the game being retooled to fit Gunn's multimedia DC universe. Ultimately, it's Gunn's choice, and he's supposed to have an answer by the end of next month. So expect some official news by the status of the game by then. What has been more or less worked on, this will probably be what the story with Monolith works on it. Unbothered with what's going on with Gunn. Wonder Woman is more or less rejected by Amazon. Choose to buy lives a man's world. Comes back when she comes to fight in to fight with Artemis, which is tutorial boss. Cersei, as we know, Cersei is going to be in the game. Villains: Silver Swan, Cheetah, Hercules, Amazo, Tomorrow, Medusa. Nemesis system mostly revolved around these villains. It's less of an epic boss fight, more about fighting these villains consistently. You have a choice between doing a more violent Diana or more merciful, forgiving one. Right now, it doesn't affect anything except for how the player personally views Diana. Lots of the gameplay is basically Far Cry mixed with Shadow Mordor. A lot of it taken out enemies, camp, free Amazons, etc. Cassie, Donna, and Yara are supporting characters and playable, but their skins don't have any actual gameplay difference. Right now, only reference to Aquaman and Atlantis are prominent. No mention of Batman or Superman or Gotham Metropolis or the much wider DC universe. So, Devia saying, give me a DC versus Marvel fighting game similar to Mortal Kombat, but DC has done it better, like Marvel versus Capcom. I would like that, Tevia, to be honest with you. Uh, Doing a Batman game featuring Robert Pattinson, Batman in that universe would slam dunk redemption for Rocksteady if WB continues to do the Pattinson Batman. I don't think they'll do that, Dave. I'll be honest with you. Uh, oh dear God, I hope James Gunn's rumor is BS because, frankly, I don't want this game to connect to James Gunn's universe, which could crash and burn, not even get started. They need to make the Wonder Woman game hot. If they don't, the game won't take off. Yeah, like this Wonder Woman game has to double down, not on live service, but it has to double down on, you know, it has to double down on basically saying to people that this game is a single player game, there's no live service elements to it, and this game is the next Arkham, so to say, right? The successor to Arkham. That's what this needs to be. It needs to be the successor to what Arkham was. Because if it's not, a lot of people are going to backlash. And you know how that went when it came down to Suicide Squad, when that supposedly was a successor to Arkham, and it didn't turn out great for them. But the Wonder Woman game, because it's single player, I can see this being the successor to Arkham. It's not made by the same devs, but because it's single player, because the fact that it's story driven. I said this a month ago on my members stream. Members video. I said that look, DC needs to make focus on story driven games, single player story driven games going forward. They don't need to do this multiplayer co op live service games going forward. Dave says if they model the character of Gal Gadot in her movie costume, it'd be a huge hit. But I doubt they will, though. Um, I mean, they kind of did that with the reveal trailer with Gal's costume. They kind of did that, but it's not. It's not actually the exact model. Tevia saying, "I'm hoping the Cassie San Marks, the Wonder Girl, and Donna Troy stuff is real because that would be really fun." Uh, I wouldn't put up full hope on that because that wouldn't be that would be cool, but I think that's BS, if I'm honest. Because why would they put Donna Troy and Cassie Sandmark in the game when the game is strictly focusing on Wonder Woman, strictly focusing on Diana? It's Diana's story. So it's it's gonna be it's gonna be very interesting to see how. Sorry if I'm yawning. It's gonna be very interesting to see how Warner Brothers goes with this. If I was in Warner Brothers shoes right now, I would ramp up the marketing. I would say I would ramp up their marketing. Um, Gamescom, Gamescom going forward, because if you're not going to be at San Diego Comic Con releasing anything, then I don't know, like, where else you can promote it besides Gamescom and the Game Awards. Tevi is asking me, as for villains, if the rumor is legit, how do you feel about the villain choices for the game? I like the idea Cersei is a big part of it, and I like the fact that we're getting some of the other characters. So it'd be really interesting to see how things go. But I'm just taking it with a grain of salt. But what I was gonna say is, if I was WB, like I said before, if I was WB, I would focus heavily, heavily focus on trying to get this market this game now, because you've got Arkham Shadow coming out at the end of the year. Yes, you've got that game. Yes, it's a VR game, but what about the console based games? What about the games that really matter? I mean, with Suicide Squad basically going free, you would think WB would be like, okay, let's make this, um, let's make this next, let's get this next game, which is the Wonder Woman game, promote it as much as we can, and try and keep the fan at ease, because you know they did a muck up. WB did. They mucked up on a leak, which I'm not going to show anything on it, but I'll just say they mucked up on it, and it got leaked so badly that I know that a few of my friends didn't want to cover it. Um, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to chance it, but I'll say this: because WB mucked up on it, they have to make up for it. They would have to make up for the fact that the Wonder Woman game, because it's been 3 years, guys. 3 years without any news, without any updates, without any like calming the fans down. I'm straight up not being funny or anything, but it's like, if you're getting like leaks like this or rumors like this, which are basically saying that the Wonder Woman game is not is going to be game as a service, or the fact that it's going to be, you know it's going to have, co-op or something like that. I'm just like, please, Warner Brothers, just put us out of our misery on that, because they need to confirm some of this stuff. I understand they confirmed the fact that the game wasn't going to be live service, but the fact is they need to shut these rumors down if it's true or not. Tevia saying 3 years, man, time flies. Yeah, 3 years goes really fast. Like, I remember when I reacted to this, when I reacted to the Wonder Woman trailer, I was really hyped for it, because I was just like, Monolith is making a DC game. Let's effing go, right? I'm just like, yes, Monolith is finally getting a DC game, something which they've been trying for years to make a DC game. Like, the last time they tried to make a DC game was a Batman game, and it didn't work out. But now they got to work on Wonder Woman, and it's worked out for them. So Dave is asking me, so do you think we'll see any DC game announcement at San Diego Comic Con? Nope. I do not. I don't think we're going to get any DC game announcement. They've already DC have already put out like an announcement saying what they're going to be there in terms of everything, what panels, and there's no gaming stuff. There's no gaming. There's no Suicide Squad. There's no Wonder Woman. There's no. Uh, the only thing I'm seeing is like Mortal Kombat, but that's pretty much it. Anything else DC related is not going to be there. Any DC games, like there's going to be like the Batman Cape Crusader. There's going to be um there's going to be the Batman. Sorry, the not Batman, the Penguin. There's going to be Superman and Lois. They're going to do Absolute Power. There's a few things that they're going to be showing. Uh, Tevye is asking question: do you think we will get anything at Gamescom or New York Comic Con for this Wonder Woman game? If I was a betting man, I wouldn't say I would be a betting man. If I have to say what I think would be ideal, I'll be ideally I would say Gamescom because that's the most biggest thing going. You could have two DC games there, right? Two AAA DC games at Gamescom to save face, right? And then get come Game Awards, you your full blown Wonder Woman game because Batman Arkham Shadows already be out by then, and then you could just focus on Wonder Woman because I think that's what if I was in Warner Brothers shoes, that's what I would do. That's what I would do if I was in Warner Brothers shoes. I would um I would focus heavily on trying to get this Wonder Woman game out by, let's say, I would say spring next year, spring or summer of next year. That's what I would do. If not, then then you're in deep trouble. That that's the way I see it. But that obviously does beg the question: what does this mean for the Superman game? Now, according to Fortress of DC, WB Montreal is still working on that. According to him. Now, I'll take that with a grain of salt because I don't know if it's that is still happening. I don't know, right? But I don't think we're gonna get that Superman game till 2026 or 2027. That's what I think. That's what I've been told as well. It's not gonna come out next year. It's gonna be like the year after the year or the year after that. But it is what it is. Tevya saying same. I would do that. 2025. Yeah, Marvel have got like tons of games coming out. Marvel has got tons and tons of AAA games coming out next year, right? So you got Captain America and the Black Panther game. You've got Marvel's Wolverine. That's two Marvel games essentially. DC needs to pick up the slack, and DC needs to start saying, "Look, okay, Marvel are doing their thing. We got to put out a banger of a game. We got to put out a game that will, get the fans back on our side." You know, if they don't do that, then I don't know what else they're gonna do. Uh, Tevi is asking question: is this Superman game its own game similar to the Arkham games, or going to be connected to James Gunn universe? Which I'd rather have this game not connected to the movies. I was told it possibly could be a DCU game. I was told it could be a possible DCU game. It's possible. It all depends on how things are going. Now, I am going to be doing like a live stream next week or so. Um, like we're gonna talk about the James Gunn stuff next week. I think that's something I want to do, is to do a little bit more coverage of the movie stuff, do movie talk and whatnot. That's something I really want to do. Um, so that's something I really want to focus on. Um, Hold on, I was just taking a look at notifications, but yeah. All in all, though, I just wish we got like confirmation for some of this stuff. Um, Question: If James Gunn's universe failed, does this mean his plan for games won't be happening? Yep. Anything that James Gunn, anything that fails for James Gunn's universe, anything that fails, they'll backtrack on it and they'll make it its own thing. For example, the Factor 5 game was supposed to be connected to Bryan Singer's Man of Steel, uh, the Man of Bryan Singer's Superman movie. But because Bryan Singer's sequel didn't go ahead, they were planning to make its own thing. And then the crisis happened, and then Warner Brothers backtracked from it, and Warner Brothers didn't really double down on the fact that, oh, we're not gonna make a we're not gonna give you guys money to produce this game or get this game out. That's what happened, and that's why Factor 5 got shut down, basically. And if James Gunn's universe does fail, which is looking likely, because a lot of people aren't invested in James Gunn right now because of poor taste of how Warner Brothers treated the fans. Because I don't blame the fans on this one, right? I fully blame Warner Brothers on this one. If I was in Warner Brothers' shoes, I would give the fans um if I would give the fans what they want, which was give the fans the Justice League 2 and 3, right? Give it in good faith that Zack finished his story, and then you could have had James Gunn's universe, and people would be happy with that. Tevye is saying, I really wish that Factor 5 game happened with Superman because that would have been all amazing. Yes, it would have been amazing if Warner Brothers actually went ahead with it and gave Factor 5 the funds for it. I think it it would have been a game of the century. It would have been the game of the century, right? It would have made more. It would have made more money than Superman Returns, the video game, and it would. And a lot of people would say, "Look, oh, why didn't we get more of this, and give us a full blown open world Metropolis?" And fans would have just eaten it up for days, because that game. Let's just say that game was promising. It was a promising game. But like I said before about if the James Gunn's universe fails, if the James Gunn's universe fails, Warner Brothers aren't gonna go ahead with the whole games connected to the movie side of it. They're not gonna do that. They're just gonna say the they're just gonna say, look, hey, make its own continuity or connect it to a universe that's already been established. For example, the Arkham universe. They say, look, make it connected to the Arkham universe or connected to the Gotham Knights universe, right? That's something that I can see happening. Tevye is saying, indeed, plus a bonus similar to the Arkham games. did for Batman that Superman game could have. Yeah, could have done the exact same thing and be amazing. Yeah, missed opportunity by Warner Brothers. A missed opportunity because if I was in WB shoes, I would have done this and I would have made these games. I would have made the Flash game. I would have made the Superman game. I would have made the Batman games, all connected into one universe. Easily. Easily, you could have had. So you could have had the Superman game from Factor 5, Bottle Rockets, the Flash game, and and uh, Batman Arkham Asylum all connect. What's up, Jared? If I was in charge of WP, Lois Lane would be a joke. Yes. Oh, and because you're here, where is it? Where's the intro? There you go, Jared. Jared, do you want to hop on for a bit? Or are you busy right now? Lol, good to see you too. If you want to hop on, let me know. Because I wasn't expecting. Sure, or I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link. I sent you the link. So you can hop in. Oh, Tevia saying, "Oh, speaking of DC animation, that reminds me." Yes, I did. I finished it today, so I watched half of it yesterday and finished the rest of it today. By the way, did any of you guys join the Discord server for DC's official Discord server? My God, it's a train wreck. It's a train wreck in that server. Whoever's idea it was to make a DC official Discord server wasn't a good idea. It was not a good idea. Let's just say heavier. It's not good. Oh, hold on. I got to give this guy an intro again.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So
Yes.
yeah, I joined the Discord.
You joined it as well?
I wanted to see how fast it would take to devolve. So one of the rules is they say no parody accounts. So of course people start parody accounts, and then it's just like the boys, essentially role players, just blasting it. The chat is going a mile a minute.
Snyder Queen was in it, and she posted about it.
Oh yeah, it's that too. Apparently there were some people possibly doing stuff with kids, but I'm like, what? This is what I'm like. I gotta be honest, it collapsed like a dying star.
It collapsed. It tanked like Suicide Squad Killer Justice League.
That's a good one, dude. That's a good one. But yes, I watched Crisis today. Never have I cried so much from a DC animated movie. Good cry. Good cry.
Good cry. Okay. Yeah, I was just like,
without spoilers, something. I will say this universe treated Wonder Woman with more respect than she has been given from any DC animated universe.
I was confused. I was just like, what? Like, without spoiling it. Like, I'll tell you off stream.
Oh, you mean the ending?
Yeah.
I was confused at first, and Brett and I were going back and forth on it. We think we have it figured out.
Okay. But I wanted to ask you, Jan, right? Because I was talking about this the Justice League game leak, and then there was a new Wonder Woman game leak as well.
Oh God, what now?
You want to see it?
Please tell me it's good. I need this game.
Let me see Wonder Woman game. This is coming from 4chan, by the way.
Oh well, if it's coming from 4chan, it's very hard hitting. Oh, sorry, hard hitting journalism. Open world, we use a nemesis. Okay, we know this. Okay, Wonder Woman is more or less rejected by the Amazon for choosing to live in man's world. It comes back. Okay, that actually works. It gets into a fight with Artemis, who serves tutorial boss. Okay, Cersei's teaming up with Veronica Kale. Villains joining in are Silver Swan. Awesome. Cheetah. Hercules. Now that is cool. Amazo, Medusa. The Nemesis system will mostly revolve around these villains. It's less about epic boss fights and more about fighting these villains constantly. You have a choice between doing a more violent. Okay, I like that one. That one's actually really cool with like player choice and stuff. Right now, it doesn't affect anything except for how the player personally views Diana. Lots of the gameplay is basically just Far Cry mixed with Shadows of Mordor. That's awesome. Cassie, Donna, and Yara are all supporting characters and playable, but they are just skins. They don't have any actual gameplay differences. Okay, that's cool. Right now, only references to Aquaman and Atlantis are prominent. No mention of Batman or Superman. They could probably add that later. They probably want to take their time.
No, but look at this. The top bit.
Ultimately, it's Gunn's choice, and he's supposed to have an answer by the end. Okay, the story is strange right now and halted as talks about the game being retooled to. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. That is sad.
That is sad. I wanted to see your reaction to this because this was like on Twitter, it was on Reddit. I was just like, I have to make a stream about this because not only there was the Justice League rumor leak going around, but I was like, I might as well talk about that and then talk about this at the same time. Get two birds in one stone.
And rumor has it. Let me put it to you this way. Rumor has it. Crisis was similar. If you know, it's really hard to talk about Crisis without doing spoilers. Let me put it this way. Stuff in Crisis reportedly could be linked to Gunn in the DCU.
DCU, yeah. And reportedly, now there's a new thing that's happening for Wonder Woman.
What?
Animated movie.
Oh, it was an animated series?
Yeah, an animated thing. There was a T-shirt for San Diego Comic-Con. Apparently, it's been rumored that could be part of James Gunn's universe.
Okay, everyone's forgetting that he has Paradise Lost.
He's
going to announce a bunch of stuff for that.
It was on a T-shirt, Wonder Woman animated or something, and I was just like, really? They're gonna do it like that?
It's probably for Paradise Lost.
Maybe, yeah.
Don't worry, I want a Wonder Woman show. I don't want it under Gunn. Because I'm sorry, I don't trust him with DC at all.
Yeah, you know what? I'm prepared to give James Gunn a chance with a trailer. If he blows my socks off, great. If he doesn't,
well, I'm not even talking about with Superman. I'm just talking about in general because it's like, look, yes, you could trust him, but so far he has done zero to instill trust in me.
But how we talked about last week, how we talked about the Justice League game and the fact that there's two options. If I was warned about this right now, I would do this. I would not do the Arkham Knight one.
Well, even on that, did you see we got some information on WB recently? I don't know if you saw this, but there's a new round of layoffs hitting WB, including finance, business affairs, production, and at Max Streaming. So there is that. And WB, yeah. So basically, they could be laying off a lot of people, which may be changing a lot of Guns' plans.
Oh boy.
Honestly, regardless of its success, I wouldn't be surprised if they say we can't afford all these projects. You're going to have to start cutting them down. I thought we would by this point, but we're not.
Dave's asking, so Crisis on Infinite Part 3 was a consolidating all animation for Guns DCU?
I can neither confirm nor deny that because I don't want to talk about anything that has spoilers or potential spoilers. So Teladia and I will talk after the stream.
We'll talk after the stream, but we want to give it 1 week, but we'll talk about it like next Wednesday.
Yeah, my review is going to be on next Wednesday's general discussion video.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it on the Snyder Fans Read Comics next week for Crisis. Yep. Tevye saying, do you lay off affect gaming division?
I didn't see anything about gaming.
Okay. But I did see something about from Fortress of DC, which is let me see, where is it? Where he basically said, reiterates what I was saying. We saw the rumors that came out that recently Rocksteady, and we looked into it. Rocksteady wants to move away from games as a service, but it seems Warner Brothers won't let them. Rocksteady had been planning to make a Justice League game sequel to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League for some time.
Which is why they're working so hard to revive the League.
Yeah. It seems that a game as a service again, but they were trying to make it more attractive than Suicide Squad. The story will continue after post-game story, where the Justice League returns in Suicide Squad. We've also heard a game about world's finest sequel to Arkham Knight, and a prequel to Suicide Squad.
Didn't we talk about that in the
Snyder Fans Read Comics?
Yeah,
we did. But he also said that we heard Superman game is by WB Montreal, and that the Batman game is also possible.
Oh, cool.
So I'm gonna reach out to him because I'm gonna be like, bro, what is real and what is not? Because, but we gotta talk about the fact that, did you see the Supergirl logo? It's the new 52 logo.
Wait. So let me see if I have this straight. The supposed logo for the Supergirl movie
is the new 52.
That looks nothing like the Kingdom Come logo.
No.
Even though they're in the same freaking house. The House of L. She's in the House of L. They're supposed to have the same freaking logo. DC's being run by a moron sandwich.
Let me get the picture. All right, let me screen share this because people need to see context for this. For your StreamYard, here's what we're talking about.
It doesn't even look like the S that Cal has, and that would be one thing if they matched. They're supposed to match.
It looks like either Electric Blue Superman or
one of those. But the point is, they're supposed to match.
Yeah, it's
they're supposed in the same Kryptonian house.
It's supposed to match. It doesn't. That doesn't look like a Supergirl logo, though. It looks.
I mean, that looks more like a Supergirl logo than the Superman logo in this freaking movie.
You're not wrong.
But the point is, and watch, all the shills will eat it up. But it's more like, the reason why I'm so hard on this is because people are treating Gunn like he's going to bring in a new era of comic accuracy. So far, I'm not seeing this comic accuracy.
It looks like a Superboy logo.
Yeah, that's true. It does kind of look like a Supergirl logo as well.
But doesn't it look like the new 52?
Yeah, one of those. But it's the point is, it's supposed to match Clark's.
It's supposed to. Unless what James Gunn is probably doing is doing straight up New 52 and ripping
But
that
hang
out.
on, hang on, hang on. Is this the? Oh, yeah, it is Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Oh, I was about to say, is this for the movie or is it just for DC? Because I know DC is bringing exclusive merch.
No, this is for the Woman of Tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Again, still, my point stands. What the heck?
And funnily enough, there's more.
Oh, there's more?
Wonder Woman anime t-shirt.
I think it means nothing. They make anime stuff. They make exclusive stuff all the time.
Yeah.
You would have heard more stuff about a Wonder Woman project in development with how much stuff leaks.
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah, there's no. I don't think they're gonna do an anime series because again, it would have leaked out that something was happening, that they were looking at actresses. Because remember, they have to cast an actress that looks like that. That they have to cast the same actress to play her live action as well.
Dave says, will these complained about Zod turning into Doomsday? Will also complain about Ultraman being a clone turning into
No,
Bizarro.
they won't because they're hypocrites. That's why they're not gonna. Same reason why they're not complaining about the fact that Gunn is starting his universe where superheroes already exist.
But I'll give James Gunn credit where credit's due, which is the Hall of Justice, which is on location.
Yeah, but again, see here again. Here's what he's doing. He's using nostalgia armor, which is what these studios always move. When they know that their stuff is controversial, they're like, "Look at all the Easter eggs. Look at the Hall of Justice," because they know that the nerds are going to eat that up and go, "Okay, this is awesome. This is going to be the greatest Superman movie ever," even though we know nothing about it.
Yeah, but it. We'll have to wait and see till the trailer comes, Jared. If I'm honest, that's the thing. But I wanted to ask you, right? If you were given the option for the Justice League game, which option would you take? The Arkham Knight sequel or the Suicide
Squad sequel, because if you go with the Arkham Knight sequel, then you still know where the Justice League ends up. At least if you make it a sequel to Suicide Squad, you can like put the group in a hashtag new direction. So it's like you've got to course correct the league and like maybe put them on better ground.
Who would you cast as Batman? Because you're gonna have to recast him.
Bruce Greenwood. I've always said he would be the ideal choice to replace Conroy because his Bat voice is close enough to Kevin. Plus, enough people have seen him in animated projects like Young Justice, like Under the Red Hood, that I don't think it would be that big of a like change. And Roger Craig Smith has already voiced young Batman in the Arkham series, so you have to have someone that sounds different from young Batman.
Yeah, agreed. Now, obviously, the concern is obviously the Wonder Woman situation because
they can bring her back in anyway. Wonder Woman has died before, dude.
Yeah, but a lot of other people don't know that, though, innit?
People do not know that because the majority of people commenting on this don't read comics. It's that simple. I'm going to tell you that right there.
They don't read comics like we do. Tevia saying I would like him as Batman in the Arkham series because he's fantastic. Yeah.
Are you talking about Roger Craig Smith? Because again, he's in the Arkham series.
If you're talking about Bruce Greenwood, let me know, Tevia.
Bruce Greenwood, yes, I would love Bruce Greenwood to be in that.
Now, obviously, we got to talk about the big elephant in the room. No freaking appearances at San Diego Comic-Con when it comes down to video games for DC.
Interesting.
They're not going to be there.
So no Wonder Woman stuff. Well, again, because they're supposedly retooling it to fit into the Gunverse. It's going to get to the point where all of DC is just going to be by James Gunn.
Yeah, Tevia saying.
Remember when Zach was in charge and he was literally like, "No, I want other creatives to come in and have their own input."
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was gonna say. Oh, that's right. Why aren't they fully promoting the Wonder Woman game by now? It's like it's ridiculous, right?
Honestly, at this point,
It kind of is, isn't it? Because
it's
they've announced
very
it.
concerning.
It's very concerning, and the thing is, they revealed it in 2021. You would have thought by now they would have revealed something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you would have said, "Oh, you know what? We got a DC video, a DC video game for next year, right?" San Diego Comic Con would have been the best thing ever, but because they're not doing that, and there's only limited panels, so you've got the Cape Crusader, you've got Superman Lois, My Adventure with Superman, the Penguin. That's pretty much it when it comes to media. But they've got like Absolute Power for comics and so Absolute Universe and some of the other stuff in books and whatnot. But they haven't got anything else. And I'm just like thinking, where's the games? You need the games to be there. That's
First off, particularly also when you have a game like Wonder Woman, at least show like some loose gameplay, some character design, show something.
so something agreed. Do you like what Marvel Spider Man 2 did last year? Which they went to Comic Con, they had the game announced. Marvel have actually doubled down on the video games, by the way, because they've got two Marvel games coming out next year. One of them is the Marvel 1943 game, and they've got the Marvel Wolverine video game. And
Mm-hmm.
Tevia saying, which having
Yeah,
everything
it is.
is a death sentence. Like we should have gotten something for the Wonder Woman at least this point over nothing. Yes, agreed. We should have had something for the Wonder Woman game. We should have had something for. And guys, if you are watching this, if you've just come in now, feel free to hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. If you want to see what I talked about the leaks or the rumors of the Justice League game or the Wonder Woman game, feel free to rewind and from the beginning, and you could get to see what I'm talking about for the video game. But anyway, but Jared, like, I wish DC was better in terms of how they do
I've
things.
wanted that ever since my channel was created, dude. It's just DC wants to DC.
While WB has Multiverse, which is another live service fighting game, and that's about it. Yeah, like where's Multiverses? Multiverses would have been a great opportunity for that to be at San
Yeah,
Diego Comic
tease more
Con.
characters, tease more skins.
That would have been a perfect opportunity, but they're not doing that. The only WB game that's going to be there is Mortal Kombat. Other than that, there's no other DC stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm just like, where the hell is everything else? So we're just hoping for Gamescom or the Game Awards for the Wonder Woman game, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
And Suicide Squad has got two more DLCs coming out, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why again, I think that they're mostly like, okay, so get the league back and then we'll end it.
Yeah, I think because they delayed it, I think we'll get the two characters, which is Mrs. Freeze. No, three characters, Mrs. Freeze next week, and then we get um uh then we got Lawless and Deathstroke.
Yes.
But uh I believe Justice League will be great. It's not going to be a multiplayer live service with a great story, but I don't have trust to WB open.
Yeah, it's
It's
probably
not.
not going to be a multiplayer game.
It's not going to be a multiplayer game because Rocksteady wants to focus on a single player story driven game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they want to do.
Because they tried a multiplayer game and it's called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
Yeah, they tried the multiplayer aspect and it did not work out. Um, Tevi says my hope is for Gamescom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Question:
They're
How do you
running out
think?
of time.
Yeah. Question: How do you think they're gonna end Suicide Squad as a whole? Hopefully this year.
Tevia, I literally just said they're gonna bring back the Justice League and then end it.
It'll be next year, Tevia. They'll end it next year. They're not gonna end it this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan says good. But guys, all in all, this has been a fun stream. If you want to check out what I talked about before, feel free to hit a rewind and watch the beginning of the stream right the way through to about 30 to 40-minute mark, where I talked about both leaks, so you guys get the context of what I talked about for the Justice League game and the Wonder Woman game leak. So make sure you hit the like, subscribe, share this with your friends, let them know what I've talked about. And guys, we're on that road to 2K. If you want to become a member, feel free to join button, guys. And make sure you guys stay tuned for tomorrow's stream, which is Snyder Fans Read Comics, as we're going to be covering the Grid Arc Part 2, where the Justice League is under attack. So it's going to be very exciting, where me and Jared are going to be talking about that. And also, guys, just a reminder that when the beta for Marvel Rivals happen, I will be streaming it on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So stay tuned for that. And also, I'll be stay tuned for Suicide Squad Killer Justice League next Thursday, as we're going to stream that as well. Mm-hmm. So, Jared, as always, let the fans know where you're coming up.
Oh yeah. So tomorrow I'm putting out a video about my top 5 Wonder Woman comic storylines. Under Two Capes, we're going to theorize as to why Batman sells as well as he does. Movie night, we're going to be talking about Transformers 2007. Super Wonder Legacy, Britt and I are going to talk about the history of the friendship between Superman and Wonder Woman. And we're going to talk about the history of our own friendship, which, by the way, it's episode 50 of Super Wonder Legacy. So we got that to look forward to. And yeah, it's about all I got.
And gaming, don't forget gaming.
Of course. And gaming on Thursday, where we talk about Arkham Knight.
Yes. So on that note, Jared, as always, says Lois Lane is Lois Lane. Jim belongs to General Zod. Tevia's asking about the watch party. It's not happening for.
Probably, I would imagine. I'm still figuring out when I want to do that. I'll drop a link and I'll drop the thing in my chat.
All right, there you go, Tevia. There's your answer for the watch party for Crisis. But Jared, as always, final words.
Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod. Zoe's the max about for life. See you later.
See you later, guys.